Hi and welcome to this live currency strength indicator tables video. My name is John. I'll be taking you through the charts this Tuesday, the 6th of December. Here you can see we have the live currency strength indicator tables in front of us. We have two types of tables. We have the trend traders table and the day traders table. These are showing the same studies but just highlighting different time frames. So the trend traders is our higher time frame and the day traders is our lower time frame. You can see here some of the currencies are highlighted in green. That is showing a confluence between the two trading time frames, and that's where we'll be focusing some attention in these videos. The tables auto update every 15 minutes 24/7, so wherever you are in the world and you have access to the currency strength indicator tables, you can get the latest update once you log in. So what the table's showing us today, it's showing us that on the trend side of things, the New Zealand dollar remains top at S1, followed by the Japanese yen at S2, followed by the pound as the third strongest currency at S3. On the weak side, we have the Canadian dollar at W1, followed by the US dollar at W2, followed by the Australian dollar at W3. On the day trader side of things, however, we have pound topping the table at S1, followed by euro at S2, followed by the New Zealand dollar at S3. On the weak side of the day traders, we have the Canadian dollar as W1, we have the Australian dollar as W2, and we have the US dollar as W3. So what kind of notable change can we see? If I actually just scroll back a bit, what's quite interesting to me is that the US dollar had been topping both of the charts recently, and you can see if I just go back all the way towards sort of Thursday the 1st of December, dollar was the weakest currency across both of the tables. Now we're starting to see that move down slightly, which suggests to me that the dollar's in a bit of a pullback move at the moment, so that's quite interesting to have a look at, especially on New Zealand US dollar, which we will take a look at in a moment in this video. But that's quite something to note. Just be aware that the dollar could be pulling back at the minute. I'm going to have a little look at pound CAD today. We haven't looked at pound CAD in a while, so we'll take a look at pound CAD. The last time pound CAD featured was down on the 18th of November. If we just go all the way back, you can see here pound S2, CAD W1 on the day traders table, and you can see actually behind, if I just go to that chart now, this is where we featured pound CAD last, and since then price has rallied over 690 pips to the upside there, so a decent amount of opportunities you could have had from that point when it broke through the resistance level, heading to our next point of interest. So let's have a little look at pound CAD in a bit more detail then. If we jump up to this monthly time frame, what is it showing us? Well, it's showing us that it formed a low back at the start of September, like many pound pairs did, and we've started to see price climb back within this overall trading range. So there was a trading range between the 1 spot 59 handle and the 1 spot 77.50 handle. You can see that ever since sort of 2016, price had been moving sideways. Now within that range, there was a bit of a tighter range as well between the 1 spot 67.75 handle and that 1 spot 77.50 handle, which was just through here. You can see that price really struggled to trade out of that zone for quite a while. So from 2019 all the way into sort of April 2022, before price broke to the downside here and moved lower. So you had quite a significant amount of time for price to build up in that area. Now it looks to me like we're coming back and retesting that smaller range. We've broke back within the bigger range, broke back above the 159 handle, and the next stop looks to be this 1 spot 67.75 handle. It also has confluence with this higher time frame trend line, where you can see price formed the high back in 2015, December 2015, came into the highs here in 2021, and then continued to break lower there. So that is like a golden little spot there, looking for price to potentially come back to that 1 spot 67.75, especially from this monthly outlook. Now if we go to the weekly time frame, that's just opened up. It's just showing us that in a bit more detail. No real anything else to go off on that weekly. However, if we start moving down the time frames, and especially down to the likes of our 8-hour and 4-hour time frame, you can see that price has created sort of two bullish channels. We had this sort of bullish channel here, which price was respecting. We've then broken through and created a minor bullish channel on the other side of the previous channel support, previous channel resistance, sorry, and using that as support. So that's quite interesting to see. It's almost like the trend that's developing here is getting stronger and more accelerated. Okay, so that could be something to consider in our analysis. Now I'm going to go down a little bit further. I'm going to go down to the 4-hour and just zoom in, because there could be an opportunity from a day trading point of view as well as a swing trading point of view, because prices come back into sort of previous structure highs. We've broken through and really made that upside move to the bullish channel high, but we are staying above these previous highs at one spot 65.55. So what I've looked at is, if I go down to a 30-minute time frame, you can see here that price has formed a sort of pullback move where we created a lower high and a lower low. We've then traded through that and made a higher high. So I marked this area out here where price could come back into and find some support, and you can see at the moment price is finding support at that point. So what we could be looking for are entries around here with our stops below the low around about 40 pips, and our target could be highs of 80 pips, 90 pips, or even if we go for the main area of resistance, that one spot 67.75, there's over 200 pips to potentially go for there on that potential move to the upside. So definitely, again, something to consider for day traders and even swing traders, trend traders around this point, looking for that potential breakout continuation move here for pound CAD to the upside. Right, hopefully that made sense. I am just going to quickly go over to the New Zealand US dollar, because you can see that New Zealand US dollar, if I scroll all the way back up, does feature on the charts. Once again, we've got Kiwi at the top on the trend traders, with the dollar at W2, Kiwi at S3, so is W3 on the dollar for the day traders. Now, what I was saying earlier is that the dollar is obviously coming off the weak side of things, and that can be seen here, because on this daily time frame, you can see at the moment the market is in a sell-off phase. It actually formed a high in here and is in a sell-off phase. Now what's most interesting to me is that price is coming back into supporting areas though. So we've got the daily 200 moving average, okay, we've got the previous swing highs, and if I go down a couple of levels, you can see we've got this key area as well at 0.63 handle. Okay, so multiple confluences around this point, which could actually suggest that the market may move back into a bullish move here. Now, earlier we were targeting 0.6450 as targets, and you can see we came very, very close. I think it's 3 pips away before the market turned to the downside. So that level there was significant to price. So we got that fairly well pointed out there. But you can see the daily is still technically trading higher. We've got higher highs and higher lows forming in the market. So technically, on the daily side of things, we're in an upward trend. We're above the 200 moving average. This could still continue to push to the upside in line with the currency strength indicator tables. So what I would be looking for here is some kind of change of direction. Now if I go to the 4-hour time frame and we have a little look at the 0.63 handle, which is this one through here, price could be potentially forming a bit of a double bottom there. Okay, so what I would be interested in maybe is if price traded above the high at 63.60, that would then be interesting to see if we could trade even higher at that point to the previous structure highs, and you'd have a decent risk reward there, 60 pips to 90 pips. Not the best, but still okay. but you know, there could be minor opportunities on lower time frames depending on how risk adverse you are. The only one thing I would point out is this trend line here. If you are going to go for a lower time frame move, do be aware of this sort of trend line coming through. So if you are long around this point, maybe look to take some of your position off or manage your positions around that trend line resistance. So I'm going to leave it there. Remember, if you are a member, then please head over to the website. Currency strength indicator tables are here to access at any time. Auto updates every 15 minutes, 24/7. So that has any kind of access for you. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one.